Who likes to eat their fresh fruits and vegetables with the peace of mind that they're not eating chemicals? I do. But it comes at a price. Organic farming is holistic farming whose primary result is healthier soil. Healthier soil, in turn, provides better overall health for those who eat it or for whatever eats it. Being able to get these crops that are grown organically into your local grocery store requires careful planning by farmers and a lot of regulations in the production, labeling, and handling of the crops. First of all, I would like to talk about the production regulations. The land regulations. There are no prohibited substances allowed in the soil on the land for 3 years preceding the organic crop harvest. There's a list on USDA.org of prohibited substances that cannot be allowed in the soil 3 years prior to harvesting your organic crop. Also, there are defined boundaries that are to be around your organic farm. For instance, if there are farms around you that grow non-organic food, they cannot have any kind of runoff water or any kind of runoff that would contaminate your organically grown crops. The USDA would have inspectors come out before the farmer could get certified to make sure that there isn't any chance of any runoff ditches or just runoff from those non-organic farms that would contaminate your crops. Next, there's soil regulations. The number one priority of the organic farmer is soil erosion. They use tilling and cultivating methods to keep the topsoil, which is what has the most nutrients in it. And so their primary goal is to keep that topsoil and get it tilled and cultivated into the ground with the organic matter so that it's full of nutrients. They have to make sure that the plants are not contaminated while doing this. Also, there's no sewer sludge allowed, so just organic matter that gets tilled in. Nothing like that comes running out of your house or that's supposed to go off in the ditch or whatever. None of that kind of organic matter is allowed. Also, they cannot use substances that are not on the national list of synthetic substances allowed for use in organic farming. And you'll find that list on the USDA.gov under organic farming regulations. Next are the seed regulations. The seeds must be organically grown or annual seedlings. They can be organically grown annual seedlings like from your greenhouse or planting stock from maybe a greenhouse. But they all have to be from seeds that are grown organically. And there actually is some exceptions that are approved through certain regulations, but you have to look those up on the website as well. In regards to pests, weeds, and disease, I have a quote from the USDA website. It says, organic foods are produced by farmers that do not use conventional chemicals for pest, weed, and disease control. They use methods or specific pesticides defined by the USDA. In regards to pest control, they can introduce a predator species to try to get rid of the bugs that are eating their plants, like spiders, or they have these predatory mites that will attack the bugs that are eating your plants. Also, they can use non-synthetic lures or traps for pests. For instance, pheromone traps, which have like the scent of the male or female in them, and they will attract them and trap them in there so they'll come off your plants and not be eating them. Also, you can put the good old sticky traps out, like you hang up in your house with the flies, and that'll get them on there, and you know they can't come off there. Next, I'd like to talk about weed control. They can mulch around the plants. The mulch can't be rubber or plastic or anything that will break down and decompose in the soil itself is what can be used as mulch, like wood chips, or as long as they're not treated with chemicals. Also, you can plant your plants far enough apart to where you can mow between them. That gets rid of a lot of the weeds. Also, you can do the good old-fashioned hand weeding. if you have a smaller organic garden. Now, I wouldn't suggest it if you have a huge field of organic crops. And if you do that, you might need to hire a few people. Next is disease control. There's actually management practices that suppress the spread of disease organisms that farmers can do just naturally. One of them would be crop rotation. So if you plant corn in one spot one year, plant squash there the next year and move the corn to the other side. That way, anything that attacks the corn will be, if they try to come back there, they'll see the squashes there, so then they won't know that it's, maybe they won't go to the other side. Also, you can do the application of non-synthetic, biological, botanical, or mineral inputs. And there's a list of these on the organic farming regulations on the USDA.gov website also. Some examples is calcium sulfate, sulfur, or copper. Next, I'd like to talk about the handling regulations for organic farming. Any farm or any building that you have with that processes organic crops cannot be used for anything non-organic. You can use mechanical methods of cooking, baking, curing, heating, grinding, fermenting, dehydrating, whatever, and they can all be used with organic food as long as the equipment has been properly sanitized by approved methods from on the website. Also, you can do packaging and canning or jarring for marketing or to keep the food from spoiling, just as long as non-organic food has not been around any of the items that you're using to do these methods. Also, the handler that's handling them can only handle items that are 100% organic, or say made with organic. They cannot use any synthetic processes or solvents. And as with the other regulations, there are some exclusions and exceptions that are approved underneath certain regulations. Lastly, I want to talk about the labeling from your supermarket. What you will find. There's a 100% organic label, there's the organic label, and then there's made with organic. The 100% organic label means that 100% of the ingredients are organic. The organic label means that 95% of the ingredients are organic. And then the made with organic must contain at least 70% of organically produced ingredients. In conclusion, any organic farm is required to show that they are trying to protect our natural resources using holistic measures. Holistic measures means that they are making it better for the soil, better for the people eating it, and everything as a whole. The guidelines set by the USDA for organic farmers ensures our grocery stores are getting certified organic food for the consumer. Any farmer that violates these regulations could be subject to fines or penalties, and they could lose their certification. All in all, organic food production, handling, and labeling is very strict. What you pay for organic in the grocery store is well worth the benefit to you and the world as a whole. It is up to you as the consumer to decide if chemical-free is the way you want to be. Thank you.